Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone, in both the analog and digital world. Welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and dear YouTube, whether it come to the 3,000 plus videos that I have, or the absolutely ludicrous amount of posts I have in my community section, I think the whole, page system would be a huge improvement. It would make it much easier for me to share stories like this with people. Also, if anybody out there would like me to make more videos in this format about this sort of stuff, let me know. And by the way, I'm wanting to make more of the posts into videos. That being said, it's time consuming, and well, honestly, I can't expect you guys to scroll through my community posts to try to read things. It's a bit of a task for me to scroll through it. But that being said, the posts are there, and granted, I've shared a lot of really cool videos, especially to anime or just other YouTubers who make content I find interesting, and I'm like, hey guys, watch this video, I think it's cool or interesting or something everybody should know. So, but yeah, that's aside from me just being like, hey, I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm like, hey guys, watch this YouTube video with me, sort of thing. It's like the YouTube reaction content minus the reaction. It's more so just, hey guys, I thought this was cool. Watch this video by this person watching an anime or something. I don't know. Or sometimes it's cool music or like Korn or System Down or something. But anyway, I have I at least made 17 slides out of some of the posts I've made in the past. I plan to eventually make videos like this about all of the posts I've made. It's just, well, you guys know how well I do it, focusing on one task at a time. I mean, look at how freaking disorganized my fucking playlists are. I really do need to try to finish some of the old games that I've tried to start. But, yeah, I'm gonna scroll through 17 pictures here, and, well, I understand it might take a bit of reading, and honestly, why the hell would anyone care about what I have to say about things? But, it's here. And you can have some nice music to listen to while you're here. So, that's cool. But yeah, I'm wanting to make more videos like this, in this regard. But, like I said, I think YouTube would be a lot more efficient and convenient for everybody, both for content creators and for viewers, if both in terms of videos as well as community posts, if you could just instead of having to scroll, there was the thing you have on a lot of posts where it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have little ellipses and a bunch of arrows, and then it has the numbers later. That way you could actually skip ahead quite a bit. It would actually make it much easier. So I'm going to be quiet so that you guys can read. Now I'm going to scroll slowly through these, but you may need to pause in order to give yourself time to read this. And again, I understand probably no one's going to be interested in us reading. I mean, it's a lot of reading, and honestly, I have thousands of community posts, but I am wanting to make videos on all of them. But yeah, one, that's time consuming, and two, it's I don't know. Do I have ADHD? It's so hard to stay focused on just it's kind of like I was wanting to make a video about where I was going to have intros to every video game that I think is good, And I got done recording like 3 short intros, like Dragon Spirit, the new legend for the NES, and Swords and Serpents, and Mario, I think Mario 1 or Mario 3. And then I just got bored of that, and I made a video called Marzipan where I talked about it. But yeah, so I'll get around to it eventually. But also I work a lot, so... And again, this channel is just a place for me to talk without a filter. And I'm not monetized. I'm never going to be monetized. Heck, I don't know why YouTube would ever want to monetize me. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a non-monetizationable individual. You know, why would YouTube ever want to monetize me? But heck, even if I were to somehow have 1 million subscribers and YouTube wanted to monetize me, I'm not going to monetize the channel. I have never made a cent from this channel. I will never make a cent from this channel. I'm not a business, I'm not merchandise, I'm not some brand. I'm just some crazy guy who talks on the internet that the closest thing I have to a social life is talking to my computer screen. Yes, I'm an otaku, weeb, loser. Heck, I didn't have my first girlfriend or my first kiss till I was already of American drinking age. Not back when I was asking women out when I was younger. You know, I can say, not counting online dating apps or anything, I probably got rejected by over 10,000 people IRL. Heck, I can say, well, every woman I did have a relationship with, I really did love very much. I can also say, had I not married the person I married, I would have never had a wife. I would have never had a child. And I very strongly wanted a family. I wanted, you know, the happy sort of American dream life. You know, I wanted someone I really loved and cared about, and I wanted to be able to raise children. Heck, I'm grateful my son is in a place where he's safe and he's happy. And he's well off where he is. He has everything he needs. You know, the people that are taking care of him love him as if he was their own son. They take very good care of him. They love him very much. He's safe. He's happy. They take very, very good care of him. I still miss him. I still feel sad I couldn't raise him myself. But I'll always be there for him. If there's anything I can do to ever help him or be there for him, I will always love him. And yeah, I'll always be there for him. But yeah, life just did not turn out the way I expected. And like I said, I can say, granted, I don't miss my ex-wife at all, but I miss my son. And at least he's not around her either. And I still technically see and talk to him more than she does. I don't hold a grudge or hate anybody. I will say this, my experiences with women have been so bad that I've just decided I'd rather be gay. I'm not going to deal with another divorce. I'm not going to deal with another adulterous wife. I'm not going to deal with having another child taken away from me. I'm never going to lose my family again. I'm never going to go through just a fucking shitty marriage. It's just... never again. That being said, I don't regret that I got married. Heck, there were still some happy memories. Heck, in any fucked up relationship, there's always going to be some happy memories. An abusive relationship's not abusive 100% of the time. And that being said, it didn't start off bad. And I'll say this, I really did love that person. But I can also say, had I not married that person, I would have never had a wife. I would have never had a marriage, would have never had a family, would have never had children, would have never had a son. And I wanted very much to have children. I wanted to be a good husband. And above all, I wanted to be a good father. I wanted to be everything for my son that I ever wanted in a dad. And like I said, I had father figures, but I have my grievances and complaints about how things were. But nobody's perfect. I don't hate anyone, and I do respect my dad. But I do have issues with things. It's just, I did everything I could to be a good father. And I love my son very much. I'll always be there for him. And always do, as I always have done, everything within my power to be there for him. I was at Walmart earlier. There was this book. Hey, I posted about it recently in my community posts. Like I said, I post a lot of community posts. I'm sorry I'm so would say verbose, verbal, whatever, but it's like I'm multiple ends of a spectrum there. Sometimes I'm basically non-verbal and non-communicative, and other times I talk non-stop. I switch between being manic and being like catatonically depressed. And heck, I can say whichever state I'm in. If it makes me sound more stable, whichever state I'm in, I'm broken as a person. And at least I'm being honest with you guys in that, like, I am a fucking weeb, otaku, loser. I can't build any muscle. I'm fat. I'm poor. I've never had enough money to even count on the lowest end of middle class. I tend to be sick sometimes. You know. Heck. I'm still waiting for my voice to fully recover before I try to actually sing a cover of the Clatonia song, you know, the opening theme to Overlord. But I understand that I am not attractive, and I have been rejected a lot, and I'm at the point where, one, I've given up on the idea of women. One, because I understand I am ugly as fuck, and I'm pretty much considered worthless and undesirable. Two, just the way things are in society nowadays, let alone law, something I don't want to ever go through how my fucking marriage was ever again. I tend to be a lonely person, and I was never more lonely when I was married. And yet I'll say this, I don't regret a damn thing with it, and also, the happiest day of my life was the day my son was born. I love him very much. I was there when he was born. I held him when he was born. I named him. He lived with me till shortly after he was 3 years old. I told him I loved him dozens of times a day. Gave him like 100 hugs. I taught him to walk. I taught him to speak. You know, I taught him to talk. His first words were, "I love you, Daddy." I would read him books, I'd change his diapers, feed him. I took him to doctors, took him to the park. I wanted to do everything possible to be the best possible dad for him I could be. And yes, the way the future turned out is not the way I planned when I was holding him when he was born. But I'll say this, above all, the happiest day of my life was the day he was born. I love him so much, and I'm thankful to God for him. Every single day, I never once took him for granted. I am so happy he's doing well, and that he's happy, he's healthy, and he has everything he needs where he is. Granted, I'm basically estranged from him at this point. I hardly pretty much ever get to see or talk to him anymore. I'm hoping that improves in the future. But aside from my own petty feelings on the matter, about my own, well, I feel sad. I miss him. But what I care about most is his well-being, and he's doing well. He's happy, he's healthy, he's doing well, and that's what I care about most. I just want him to do the best he possibly can. I still go in his bedroom and talk to his stuffed animals. I've still kept his bedroom the same way, even though he definitely can't fit in that damn taller bed anymore. I probably should stop reading his books to his stuffed animals. But, yeah, I'm grateful I was able to be married in the first place. And like I said, I did make some happy memories with my ex-wife. I did love her, and I did try to be the best husband I could be. But things went very poorly, and, well, I kept blaming myself for how things were. I thought I could fix things. I didn't want to lose my son. As well as I didn't want to admit just how bad things had gotten. Then again, I got bullied quite a bit in school and spent most of my life alone. Like I said, I didn't have my first girlfriend or my first kiss till I was already of an American drinking age. Heck, my first relationship was with that girl for about half a year. And well, I took it kind of hard when that relationship ended. And then, of course, life went on since then. Eventually met the woman who would be my ex-wife. And everyone's like, oh, it's like, you have 17 slides to show us. And we are still on slide 1. I'm like, I know. I have a bad habit of just getting carried away talking. The whole point of this is to be just short and concise and to show you the slides. That way but it's just, yeah. I don't know. I doubt anybody would fucking care. And even then, I'm asking a lot of you guys to read this. Beyond that, well, maybe this could be a benefit to other people. Maybe. I know that's a bit narcissistic to think maybe my own random stories of my life might be of benefit to others. That heck, maybe even other people would relate. But I'm sorry, I'm asking you guys to read so much, and I'm rambling all the time. But, yeah. But yeah, I'm grateful I had my son. And I'm glad he's happy, he's healthy, and he's doing well. And I just want what's best for him. Beyond that, I've talked about my concerns, with many other things, like my mom. I love my mom very, very much. Heck, mentioned how, I think about 8 years ago, she had 3 strokes and an aneurysm. It was a miracle she didn't die. Heck, had that not happened in public, she would have died. They started rushing her to the hospital on the first stroke. Had more on the way. Had it happened at home, she'd be dead. And granted, yes, I've not gotten along with my mom on everything, and I do have disagreements with her on certain things. And she's not perfect, she certainly has her flaws. But I wouldn't trade her for any other mom in the whole world. I love my mom very, very much. And I'd miss her a lot if she died. I'd feel devastated. And I really enjoyed when I was younger. Granted, neither of us was any good at those games, but I really liked playing Mario 1 and Mario 3 with my mom. I'm playing Spyro the Dragon, the original Spyro the Dragon, as well as the Crash Bandicoot 2. And granted, neither of us were really good at those games. Heck, I was better at them than her. But sometimes, I'd just have her play and I'd watch her. I just enjoyed spending time with my mom. I don't really see her as much lately anymore. But I'll usually go over there, try to talk to her about things. She'll watch those real estate house flipper shows, or I'll sit and play the board game, Battleship with her, and just talk to her about certain things here and there. But I love my mom very much. Heck, my mom really doesn't cook much anymore, given the fact that it's just her and Dad living there alone. And, well, she is older. But I remember when I was much younger, she would cook food in the kitchen, and she'd do stuff fairly from scratch, homemade stuff, like making lasagna and stuff, where she'd actually boil the egg noodles and cook the meat and the onions and peppers and all that stuff. And I'd sit in the kitchen and talk to my mom. And granted, I'll admit, I'm a bit of a paranoid individual. I don't really trust anyone. Even to a degree, I don't trust my own mother. And granted, some of that is to be expected, not only with certain life events, but also even with certain things in regard to my mom. But again, my mom's not perfect. But I wouldn't trade her for any other mother in the whole world. And even though I don't even trust her completely, I will say this. I trust my mom more than I do any other human on the planet. And I love my mom very, very much. And I'm grateful for her. Heck, a little under a year and a half ago, I had a bladder surgery. My mom spent 3 days and 3 nights over here with me. I watched some Jackie Chan movies with her on the first day, and Conan the Barbarian. I enjoyed spending the time with her, even though it was under really terrible circumstances. It would have been nice if it was under better circumstances, but I was in a lot of pain, and I was very not well from the surgery. But I appreciate that she spent the 3 days and 3 nights over here. Heck, when I was like 12, there was a car accident I was in then, where she wound up leaning over me and taking a brunt of a blow for me while we were in a little tiny vehicle. Thankfully, it was an injury she recovered from fairly quickly, but she still has a scar on her forehead to this day from it. It was a little scary on my end, because, we all got knocked unconscious briefly, and then I looked at my mom, and, I could see her skull. I could see the white of the bone of her skull on her forehead. I mean, that's... I don't know if the word scary is the correct word for that. It definitely made me feel scared and upset, but I don't think either of those words really are the accurate definition of what I was feeling. But it's just, I was 12 years old, and my mom, I can see her bleeding out of her head, and part of the skin is moved, and I can see her skull. I can see the bone of her skull. I can see the white bone of her skull. And I don't know, scared, sad. I don't know the correct word to use there. But I understand that even then it was kind of a miracle that either of us lived through that. And keep in mind she wound up taking that blow for me. Then again, I've been in so many car accidents through my life, it seems. But, yeah, sorry I rambled so much. And, like I said, this channel's not monetized. It never will be. I'm never gonna have merchandise. I'm never gonna have super chats. I'm not here to make money, even though I definitely could use it. It kind of sucks not being rich. But hey, I got my job working in a factory using like reciprocating saws and stuff, and at least my current job is, granted, I'm making a tiny bit less than what I was before, but it's at least better than the factory job I was working before this one. The one before, there were so many community posts where I was sitting out in my car and I was typing out things in my community posts bitching about that job. The one where I said I was making T-800s, working for Skynet, building Terminators. That job was it was killing me. I quit that job because the quotas and stuff they were pushing, the hours. I was having to make awkward turns all the time. At semicircle angles, my knees were giving out, and also I was so much caffeine and stress, and Tylenol just get through the day that I was having constant chest pains. I was going to die of a heart attack. Then again, heart attacks, strokes, aneurysms are a common thing in my family. Heck, about 15 years ago, my eldest sister, she died of an aneurysm. I've already talked about that in depth. And like I said, it was a miracle my mom didn't die. Heck, after 4 months, she made a full recovery. But at the same time, she's getting older. I feel like I'm watching her decay. I love her very much, and I worry about her. But I also understand that no matter how much I love her, inevitably something bad will happen. And that I should just be grateful for all the time I have had with her, and for whatever remaining years I might have with her. I don't want her to ever die, though. Then again, I feel like nowadays my expectation of things is that family and friends all just go away. That family is just something you lose. Heck, I haven't really talked to any of my friends in years. I don't even know if they remember I exist. And maybe I'm being overly harsh on them. I understand. They have busy lives and families of their own. But I miss my friends. I'd like it if they were to text me or something. I know it's selfish of me, but I miss them. But yeah, I just wanted to say I love my mom very much. And, well, I appreciate being able to annoy all of you on the interwebs by, well, being myself. And I hope everyone out there is having a good day. I'm gonna start scrolling through these slides. I've already rambled long enough. Well, you guys have had plenty of... I'll still give you guys 20 seconds of me not distracting you and let you guys read these like 17 slides, okay? But if you do take the time to read these, I just wanted to tell you thank you. I appreciate you. This is slide 2. This is slide 3. This is slide 4. This is slide 5. This is slide 6. This is slide 7. This is slide 8. This is slide 9. I'm thinking about possibly trying to trim a lot of those videos I've been sharing in my community posts out and just saving them into a new playlist. Maybe I'll call it like Thirst Quencher Empire's Abominable Robotov. Yes, I'm thinking about making references to all of the boss fights out of the video game Brave Fence Musashi. This is slide 10. This is slide 11. This is slide 12. This is slide 13. This is slide 14. This is slide 15. This is slide 16. What's funny is 3 weeks after my divorce is official, my ex-wife begged me to remarry her. I told her no. Best decision ever. Easiest decision ever. And the funny thing is I tried everything I could to save that marriage too. But yeah, after my experiences with her, I can't see myself. Heck, to a degree, you guys know where the anime ninja scroll? And again, I don't hate women. I don't have anything against women in general. I just don't really feel safe with the idea of being with one romantically. You know, at this point I kind of associate any sort of relationship with someone with vagina with death, like a mouse looking at a mousetrap. The funny thing is I still was trying for years and years after the divorce to ask women out and flirt with people. And I don't even know why the fuck I was doing that. You know, I had every intention of seriously dating the people I was flirting with. But like I'd be in public and there'd be a cute girl and I'd actually try. I've talked about that quite a bit too in the posts. Failed every time, mind you. Probably largely due with the fact that I am, well, I am not attractive. So I'm fat. And I don't have much muscle. And I am poor. And I don't know. Maybe the depression's obvious. Maybe the trauma's obvious. Also, apparently, as time goes on, more and more people seem to think I'm autistic. Which, I don't know. I might be too old to be autistic. It's not like I've ever actually been diagnosed. So, I don't know. And even then, even if I was, okay, what then? It's like, I really don't have a problem with the way I am. It's more so just finding somebody who accepts me for who I am. So, I really don't have a problem with who I am as a person, whether or not I'm Mr. Super Autistic or not. Heck, you know that thing where they say, oh, about that TNA. They're talking about Lunar. TNA. Terribly autistic. Because who knows? I don't know. Am I? It might be other things. But even if I am, it's more so just I see it as I'm a bit eccentric. I have my own personality. You know, even if I perhaps don't communicate the greatest in ways that are, I don't know. Then again, most of my life I tend to bottle everything up and not really talk to people about my feelings. Heck, a lot of times if I talk to people, I'd be the one doing most of the listening and they'd be doing most of the talking. And I'd avoid talking about myself and keep the conversation on them. And if the conversation went on me, I usually kept it very shallow in terms of, you know, how am I doing? Oh, I'm doing good. And I do this one like, oh, this is how things are going at work, and that's it. You know, I would avoid complaining or talking about anything that was like me being sad. I would, in general, avoid talking about my feelings or complaining. You know? Though, back when my oldest sister died and I went through some major breakups and some other issue going on, and just a lot of this stuff was just getting to me. I mean, I talked a few of my friends' ears off. That was how I responded to things that I felt were too stressful to deal with, things that were bothering me too much, things that had broken my heart. My reaction was to just go to my friends and talk to them. And maybe that's part of the reason why they don't really talk to me too much anymore, just because I was annoying. But either way, they still listened to me, and I appreciate that they did. And again, I know I'm being too harsh on them. They have their own lives, they're busy. But I do miss them. But, yeah, it's just, I want to encourage other people, no matter who you are, to express yourself. As long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, you should find a way to express yourself, and you should talk about your feelings, even if it's to yourself. You should do things like sing karaoke, learn a foreign language, play instruments, or play a really fun video game you like. Heck, I've been playing a bit of a game called Rage 2 recently. It's a fun game. Okay. Here is slide 17. This is the last of the slides. Sorry I rambled so much. And sorry my mood and energy seems to jump around a bit here and there. Honestly, guys, do I have ADHD? Am I autistic? I don't know. But even if I am, I don't dislike myself for being autistic. It's more so just an issue of, I would hope one day I find somebody that appreciates and values me and sees me as special for who I am. So even if my personality is that I'm extremely autistic, I guess, even if that's the case, I'm okay with that. I guess the only thing I'm not okay with is a lack of someone I feel safe with and I trust who likes and accepts me for who I am. Someone who thinks me as my autistic, broken self is still someone they see value in. So, but yeah, hope all of you guys are having a good day out there. Hope everyone has all the hugs and headbats you could ever need. I suggest you guys check out the games Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VIII, and Final Fantasy IX. And thank you for stopping by. Later, everybody. Bye.